Welcome, I am doing a challenge where I try to complete a random map using only minotaurs, and while I'm doing the challenge, a new version comes out. What do you know? A new version for Heroes of Might and Magic 5.5. And there actually was a new patch even before that, which I didn't install because I was lazy. So we could read the patch notes for the patch and also for the new version. Or maybe just skim through them. I am not planning to install it soon because some of the changes actually will make my life worse. There are some nerfs to regeneration, to resurrection artifacts, and war machines. So, as I was reading through the notes and recording this video, the previous takes, I realized that I actually can't read. My tongue gets like all tangled up. And I decided to give up, and if I fuck up then I'll just leave it in the video. So you have been warned. I can't read, so let's read the changes. First of all, there's the balance changes to war machines. Blah 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 blah. Basically, ballista HP is nerfed, the cost is increased, and ballista shots is lowered to 20. If I understand correctly, previously it was unlimited, which is a big mechanical change. However, it comes into play only in longer plays, only in longer games. Turns out not only I cannot read, I also cannot speak. Alright, there's also a nerf to ballista damage. I don't know what does this mean. It's some sort of formula, I assume, like 4 times attack times knowledge. There has been some nerf to the damage as well. However, triple ballista is changed to quadruple ballista, and now it shoots 4 times. Then there is something like specific. The hero attacks using ballista. No, the hero attacks. Alright. If the hero attacks the ballista using chain attack exploit, it will inflict very little damage. I don't know this exploit. Probably something people do in PvP. Also, ammo cart HP was lowered and the cost decreased, and the catapult perk will increase HP by a little more. Then there's the fact that Brimstone Rain makes catapult shoot 4 times. I believe previously it was 3 times. And 10 base HP is lowered from 400 to 100, and the cost is increased. And 10th healing was also decreased by 10 points. And there's some change to Avenger class. Quadruple Ballista is removed and replaced with Imbue Ballista. And Imbue Ballista is replaced with a new perk that gives 4 spell power. Then also Gremlin Sabotage threshold is reduced from 10 times to 1 times its own HP. Gremlins had the ability to like stop war machine or a mechanical unit from acting for 1 turn. So that has been nerfed. Then there are some other nerfs to Spirit Link and to the Unicorn Horn Bow, which now has a 1 luck penalty. Then there are some changes to Advanced Random Map Generator. Basically more creature growth, increased guard strength for the hill fort, and prisons now usually give heroes of your own race. And yeah, then there are some bug fixes. The stronghold hero Krag now has the old pounder specialization, but the extra turn is performed by the AI to prevent the broken exploit. No other hero can have this specialization since the fix doesn't work if 2 of such heroes would meet each other. That's nice. I glad that the Pounder specialization is back. Basically, it allowed at the start of the combat to use your hero to default attack any creature in the enemy army, and also it increased the power of your default attacks. It was a really fun playstyle. Then there are some changes to other heroes. Davius starts with Eldritch Arrow instead of Regeneration. Shock doesn't start with the Wyvern. Fixed Emilia having a hidden specialization. Fixed Malustar starting with 4 skills. Fixed Mephala not starting with light magic. Fixed Nathir having hidden specialization. Fixed Darkstorm not starting with confusion. Fixed sometimes hero starting with additional scroll or wand artifact. Fixed Thant not getting luck bonus from specialization. Fixed code for Seer Hat level up bonus. And prisoner rewards from battle sites adjust to default player by default to player race, yeah, similar to heroes. So yeah. And fixed Forgotten Ring artifact being in wrong loot pool. Then there are some changes to the map generator manual, and then changes to hero starting conditions. A lot more heroes get starting spell changes, in some cases to balance them, and in other cases to consistently apply the same rules to everyone. Then it's like Heretic start with Confusion spell, Dice start with Haste spell, Druids start mostly with Eldritch Arrow, Melodia starts with Haste instead of Deflect Arrows, Mephala starts with Haste, Conjurers mostly start with Fist of Wrath, Castor starts with Lightning Bolt, Zoltan starts with Magic Arrow, Cabaleth starts with Storm Spikes, Gatekeepers mostly start with Vulnerability, Rune Mages mostly start with Eldritch Arrow or Fire Trap, and Flamekeepers mostly start with Lightning Bolt. And then there are some compatibility changes which don't really change anything to your gameplay, I believe. They just are there to make it easier to add some sub modes if you like. Okay, that's all for the patch notes of the patch. Now there will be the patch notes for the new version. Alright, now we are to the meat and bones of the changes. The big new version. We have changes to summoning magic. Earthquake can be cast outside sieges and it inflicts a small amount of physical damage to all creatures. And this tactically serves to counter low tier 1 unit stacks. That looks and sounds very interesting. And Tremors perk no longer exists as it is now part of Earthquake spell. Mana Burst perk teaches Earthquake spell. And Summon Elementals now always summons Earth Elementals by default. Earth Elementals suck. And there are new perks in summoning magic that allows to select another elemental type to summon. If it's 3 perks, I wonder if the perk that summons earth elementals like boosts the amount, because otherwise I don't think you would ever choose it. Rearrange, what is DBC bonuses, I don't know. Rearrange DBC bonuses in summoning magic. Ah, it's Dragon Blood Crystals, okay. And nerfed summon elementals amount and increased mana cost. You no longer get a 40% bonus to fire elementals. These are very big nerfs. And air elementals have -1 initiative. Nerfed Thieru and Zahir amount of summons. These were heroes that specialized in summoning elementals. And increased Wasp Swarm damage and increased the initiative of Wasp Hive by 1. And then there are changes to Wasp Swarm like ATB reduction. I don't know if this is a buff or a nerf. I don't know from my head how big were the reductions before. And increased multiplier of Swarm Queen specialization to 0.02. And probably fixed hero specialization summoning extra stacks in hot seat land fights. Or it's hero versus hero land fights. Very interesting changes if we talk about Earthquake. Very big nerfs to elementals. And some buffs to Wasp Swarm. Like, I think Wasp Swarm is good. It's just like the worst thing about it is that you can't use it on elementals and undead and mechanical units. So basically, half of all units are immune to it. And then destructive magic. Elemental balance perk is moved to destructive and placed after Master of Storms. Can we see it here? Yeah, we can see in the screenshot. That's really cool. Elemental balance like summons elemental of the opposing element if your enemy summons elemental. I think so. And buffed effect of Master of Storms to increase the ATB reduction. Increased damage of Meteor Shower to Ice Bolt level and mana cost to 32. Okay, that's a buff to Sky Daughters, no Earth Daughters. Increased damage of Stone Spikes to Eldritch Arrow level with lower base and increased cost to 12. Okay. Ignite perk adds 50% instead of 33% damage per round. Decreased mana cost of Fireball to 20 mana, Ice Ball to 8 mana and Circle of Winter to 24 mana. That's nice because Fireball was like very expensive and rarely worth it. Adjusted various mana pools of creatures and hero specializations to the new spell costs. The Evercold Icicle, Emberstone Necklace and Emerald Slippers also regenerate 2 mana per day. Banish base damage is a bit higher. So mostly it looks like buffs. It would be interesting to try out how strong it is now. I have never really went hard into destruction magic, at least in my let's plays. Alright. SP I assume is spell power, and mana buffs are moved around to have skills compete better with each other. Secrets of Destruction now gives knowledge per level and replaces Pariah. Occultism gives spell power bonus based on level and also works for destructive. This is very nice. I actually often avoided occultism if I had destructive magic and vice versa. Arcane Brilliance perk also gives spell power per level instead of mana regeneration. Twilight and Dark Exaltation give mana regeneration instead of spell power at higher level. Swapped knowledge and spell power bonuses between retain and weaken perks in the process of reducing their text. Chieftains can now learn Caster's Luck and gain plus 12 spell power from it. That's very interesting. There are not many uses for spell power for chieftains, if I'm not mistaken. It's basically you can get the ability that reduces enemy spell power based on your own spell power, and that's about it. There's also like Weakening Strike, which applies the suffering effect to the target enemy. And Tribal Rituals now also gives +4 mana regeneration. This is also like a perk under Blood Rage. A new Spy Master and Siege Master perk. Siege Master now merges Quadruple Catapult with +3 movement speed in sieges in one perk. Spymaster supports games where heroes can never return to town. See screenshot. Alright. So Spymaster perk. The hero controls the flow of information in conquered territory and hides information from his enemies. Whenever a friendly hero anywhere on the map learns a new spell, rune or warcry, the hero will also learn it the next day if he/she has the required magic skills. Enemies will see only the strongest creature in the hero's army, with no number at all unless they have the scouting ability. The hero can also see the courage of neutral monsters. Spells are not gained from friendly heroes who have a tome equipped containing all spells of the school. Very interesting and very specific ability. Alright. What else? Changed map generation ladder template to have a tier 5 dwelling on zone 1. And some other stuff. Unupgraded brawlers made more durable, plus 5 HP, -1 initiative, and added bash ability. Modified all ghosts to be less tanky and more aggressive. More HP, minus HP, +1 damage, and stuff like that. Reduced Hydra Wyvern regeneration to 40 to 60 HP per turn. Alright. Hydra, Wyverns. Well, basically both of these creatures were my favorites. Nerfed regeneration spell from 60% plus 6% per spell power to 60% plus 4% per spell power at expert level. Mining skill is a bit better as it no longer has a chance for 1 gold. Counterspell now costs twice the opposing spell again, because it is much stronger after being moved. Resurrection artifacts no longer work per stack but overall. So in my latest let's play I have like a big stack of Minotaurs, and then I split other 6 1-stacks of Minos. So if I lose all of the 1-stacks, I resurrect all of them, and also a little bit from the main stack. But if I had it all in a 1-stack, I would resurrect less, and this has been fixed. Fixed Staff of Saint resurrection looping, fixed Band of Conjurer giving Dragon Blood Crystal bonus, fixed Evercold Icicle not obtainable in battle sites, fixed Bard still boosting summon elemental spell power, fixed Khaled starting with too much knowledge, fixed Silasai not called Trickster, fixed Orson getting more extra zombies per week, that's too bad. Fixed Laszlo not getting extra swordsman on dual template. Davius and Malustar no longer start with war machines. Fixed luck penalty on Unicorn Hornbow, and penalty can now be removed with 3-point quiver. Interesting. Fixed a lot of wrong creature names in hero specialization and building descriptions. Fixed description of enlightenment and learning giving the impression all primary stats are increased. Fixed mysticism and refined mana text. And that's it. We have went through all the changes and quite a lot of stuff. Seems it's more like concerned with skill changes, less with units and artifacts. Overall, it's interesting. It will make like hard playthroughs even harder, but it won't affect like if you're playing normally. If you're doing some kind of challenge like where you're only allowed to play one unit type, then it's more difficult. I'm not sure how the changes will affect multiplayer. I hope it's good. So yeah, that's it, and thanks for watching, and have a nice day.
The year 3434 of the Second Age. Here follows the account of Isildur, High King of Gondor, and the finding of the Ring of Power.